Today when I am recording the video, CA intermediate and final results are already declared. Heartily congratulations to all those who cleared the exams, and the ones who didn't clear the exam, please never lose hope. Always have the courage and willpower. Yes, this May 2023 attempt, you gonna clear exams. You must have that courage and willpower. Even though if we fail, there should be a willpower that no, I can stand. You have seen many of the success stories. All the success stories have the failures behind them which are never disclosed. So to be a chartered accountant, you have to compromise and sacrifice everything, and you need to study continuously day and night. This is what, right? Everyone has heard. True, even when I was a student, I used to listen these things. Trust me, I'm gonna break this myth. So myself, CA Preethi Lunia, being your mentor, I'm an entrepreneur, business analyst, as well as an Instagram influencer. So let us begin our session. The first thing I would like to tell to all of you is that believe in yourself. Unless you believe in yourself, there's no one who gonna come and tell you that this is your dream, this is your aim. Ultimately, you will regret on your decision, or you will be proud of your own decision. So the first thing is avoid using negative words. I see most of the students whom I have mentored, they tell that I didn't complete one revision also before my exams. There are still many lectures pending. I haven't practiced much. I am not able to get the confidence to write this exam. So, everywhere you have observed this negative words, don't, can't. So once try to change your mind to a positive mindset that I completed 80% of the syllabus and I am ready to go for exam. It's not always that you see only on the negative side. Always see the positive side more. So trust me, from today try not using these words such as can't, don't, everything. The second thing is follow 369 technique. I'll tell you why this technique is amazing. So when I was a student and I cleared CA in a multiple attempt, I was not a student who cleared chartered accountant in a single attempt. So I used to manifest. How I used to manifest is when I wake up early morning, I used to write 3 times that I am a chartered accountant. And afternoon after my lunch, I used to write 6 times that I am a chartered accountant, I am a chartered accountant. And before going to bed, I used to write it 9 times. So trust me, what has happened is I'll tell you an incident. I went to the examination hall and by mistake I took that book also to the hall. So the invigilator asked me, what is there in your pouch? I told, take this book, ma'am. It's nothing written in this. I'm starting my exam. Then at the end of the exam, I just asked her that please return my book. Then she opened it and she smiled at me and told, you gonna become a chartered accountant this time. No, and guess what? I become a chartered accountant in that attempt. I became a CA. It's not that only by writing 369 I became a chartered accountant, but I worked on it also. It's just a reminder to myself that I am a chartered accountant. So when we always remind our brain that I am a chartered accountant, it automatically starts working on those things more. So when you focus on negativity, the negativity will increase. When you focus on positivity, positivity will increase. So try always balancing the positive side more than the negative side. The third thing I would like to tell is prepare your schedule and strictly follow it. I am telling this seriously because if you don't plan now, you will waste most of the time consuming what I have to do. You will be more confused. And trust me, when your May 2023 exams are near, in April you will get so tense that your health will also destroy sometimes, thinking that what I have to do now. So better pre-plan what you have to do, in which subjects you are weak, and everything. Strictly follow it. If you think that Monday to Saturday I need to complete this, then at any cost complete it. And I tell every student that put 1 to 2 days gap in between, because you never know when your health condition is not good or when there is an emergency. So generally what happens, we make a plan for Monday to Saturday, and in between, suppose Thursday we are not well, so we are unable to study. So that pending chapter, till the end of our schedule, it becomes pending only, and those chapters remain as it is. So I tell students that better keep 1 to 2 days a gap in between your schedules. The fourth thing I would like to tell is avoid social media distractions. I wouldn't tell you that switch off your mobile phones, because YouTube is a very good source to learn the chapter which you are not confident. There are many lectures in the YouTube, where you can get a complete clarity of a chapter, whether it's of any stage, whether it is a foundation, inter, or a final. So I am telling you to avoid social media distractions like Instagram and Facebook, where we scroll continuously and waste lot of time. Let us move forward. While planning, you have to keep in mind four important points. First thing is, complete at least one revision prior to 1 month of your exam. Suppose your exam is in May 2023, then at least your one revision should be completed by March ending itself. And I'm telling revision means what the revision you are expecting. Keep summary of every chapter you are studying now. Students generally do a very big mistake. They continuously go on studying each chapter, turn the pages, start from point 1 to point 10, but never write the summaries. Write summaries and tick the important questions which you feel that that's tricky. Put as a mark like A, B, C. So A is the category which you would like to see before exams also. B is the category which you will see when you are revising for second or third time. And C is, even if the C part is left, then there is no worry. So mark questions in such a way also. Every time have a summary with you. And second thing is, avoid studying new chapters or starting new chapters 1 month prior to your exams. I have seen most of the students, what they do is, there is exams are starting from May, and they think that I have to complete 100% of the syllabus, and they start studying new chapters from April month. It's a very blunder mistake that you are starting a new chapter, but you don't know the laws of that new chapter. When you are starting a new chapter, you're gonna lose all the revisions which you have done of previous chapters. You are wasting your time, because studying a new chapter just for once wouldn't help you in examination hall at any cost. Trust me. The third thing is, you most of the students think that I can go and straight away write the exam. There's no need to practice. There's no need to write any exams. This is also a common blunder mistake. Why we have to write exams is, when you write exams, suppose take any of the test series you are writing. When you are writing exam and strictly following those schedules, you get to know that even though you read, but when you start writing with a pen, you take the pen, there are some things which you don't remember that time. Suppose there is a account sum or a taxation sum. You might have forgotten the provision. You might have mistaken the question number. So these all mistakes, if you have to avoid, trust me, write exams. Take any of the test series. We have many plans in the CA test series. So take any of the plan which is suitable for you and go for it. Most of the students think it is a waste of time and we never complete those schedules. Trust me, there are many customized schedules also, as well as the study table and planner also. Once if you stick to it and start writing exams, the level of focus and concentration also increases, And when you see the marks which the ranker gets and the score which you get, it it gives a competition, a spirit to develop yourself. So start writing exams. It's a very important for practical subjects and theory as well. Theory generally students write paras and paras to make the paper lengthy. This is not the BCom exam to write pages and pages for a single 3 mark question. So when you write test series, you get to know that this is the thing I have to write. They focus on the keywords. Do not write simply 2 to 3 pages and waste your time on that. The fourth thing is confidence. In the last month, that is April, you have to complete 2 revisions of each subject, because the first revision you have completed by March, and in April, make your schedule in such a way that your 2 revisions of each subject are completed. So, moving forward, tips to score practical subjects. Most of the students face problem in a practical subject like accounts, taxation, mathematics. So I would like to give you a tip is that practice as much as you can. Take pen, paper, write as much as you can for practical subjects. I'll tell my own story. In one attempt of CA final SFM, I was expecting 70 plus marks exemption in that subject, and guess what? I failed in that attempt. And seeing the score, it was just 35. I was literally shocked seeing that 35, that where has been my 50% marks reduced. Then I bought a question, I bought my answer sheet from institute, and when I opened it, guess what I have found? When we write practical subject, what has happened is I didn't write any exam. I didn't go for test series. That was my biggest mistake I have done that attempt. I didn't practice any sum. I was just roughly figuring out that I got the answer and yes, it's correct. But in the examination hall, when I saw my sheet, it was that only the plus symbol, just plus symbol of taxation. It is a stepwise marking. Generally, our institute follows stepwise marking. So what has happened in starting step, by mistake, instead of plus, I did that item as minus, and rest of the sum it was all correct. But what happened, because of that plus, simultaneously all the steps were disturbed because of that plus. Every step was wrong. So out of 8 marks, I got 0, just because of the plus and minus. It's always, when we are in a tension or hurry, we forget this thing. Yes, this thing, if I would have done mistake in the test series while writing those exams, then I wouldn't have failed an attempt, and I wouldn't be delayed. My chartered accountant wouldn't be delayed by 6 months. So these are the mistakes, and check all question numbers written in your answer sheet. Sometimes what happens in a hurry, last 10 minutes will be there, and I know every student faces this. Sir, please, sir, give me some time, give me some time. But make sure that 10 minutes before the time completes. Suppose your exam is from 2 to 5, then 4:45, stop writing everything. Even though your 10 to 15 marks are left, I tell stop writing everything. Once go back and check all the question numbers you have written. Whether it's question number 5, 4, everything. Check inside bits also. Because that one mistake will cost you 8 to 16 marks in exam. That thing you have to be very careful. And the one more thing most of the students do is, suppose you are not able to solve one sum, you go on thinking that sum, you go on wasting your time, 10 to 15 minutes you waste in that only. So when you are not getting anything, I just tell that skip that, leave the pages, go to the next sum. Take the same calculator to the examination hall. There are people, they just test new calculators in the examination hall. I have seen the students who are testing that way. I told, when you are using the same in your revision, please try to use that calculator only in your examination hall, because the level of speed you get in that same calculator is different than a new calculator. So These are very small points which no one tells us. Unless we write an attempt, no one tells us that this is the mistake you have done. I have written multiple attempts. So each attempt I came to understand a few points which I am sharing with you. The blunder mistakes which I have done, and I don't want you guys to do the same. Most of the students ask this frequent questions: how many hours to be studied per day? Generally, my answer is it's not how many hours you study per day, it's how effectively you are studying. If you are sitting 3 to 4 hours a day and studying effectively, rather than sitting 12 to 16 hours and not at all studying, then I would tell 4 hours is enough for you. It depends basically on the person. Next, how to plan a day. Plan a day in such a way that you get enough rest also. Do not continuously sit from morning 6 to 12, just taking a 10-minute break. I tell read every 45 minutes, take 15 minutes break. Read every 45 minutes, take 15 minutes break. How to improve concentration? How to improve concentration? This thing I would tell is do not listen to anyone. Do not listen to the negative things also. Do what it suits you. Some people may study very quickly. For some students it may take time. So to improve your concentration, keep putting on the target. Today morning 6 to 8 I have to complete this chapter of taxation or account. You have to complete it anyhow. Whether it's 8, 10 also, no problem, but complete it. Do not leave it pending. When to study, morning or night? This thing I would tell is for some students morning is efficient, and for some students night. As one of my friend used to study at night and I used to study early morning. So it depends on a person whether to study morning or night, which suits you. Which study material to refer? Study material, I would tell, ICI study material, do not ignore at any cost. Do all the sums and all the problems in ICI study material. Once you complete those sums or those questions, then refer any other material. Do not simply take a material, 5, 6 materials for a single subject. This is also a blunder mistake most of the students do. For one subject they'll follow 5 books. One chapter one author, second chapter different author. If you go on changing the materials this way, it would be very difficult for you to conclude at the last revision what you read. So always follow a simple pattern. If you are trusting this book, then go with that book only. After 1 month, any of your friend comes and tells that this book is very good, this author is very good, so we have to jump to that, we have to jump to this. No, when you are stick to something, stick on that only. Test series. We have the CA test series, and what I like the most in this CA test series is there are there are many web portals, calls, WhatsApp, email for any kind of doubt. Whether you are unable to solve this sum, then also there is a person who is ready to solve your doubts. Systematic revision is there. They follow ICI pattern, as well as all the amendments are inserted in their exams. Application based questions are also given to the students so that we don't make any mistakes in the examination hall. New ICI pattern is also followed by test series. Unseen questions. Sometimes what happens is in an examination hall, we see a starting first question and we get afraid that I am unable to solve this. And when your confidence drops at the first question itself, then rest all the questions are, you still concentrate on that first only. Even though you are solving the second sum, you think of the first question only. So to avoid such mistakes, the new unseen questions are also given by the CA test series, so that we can easily help you in moving on to the examination hall smoothly with confidence. Evaluation is very quick, that today you write the exam, within 2 to 3 days you get a mail of your answer sheet. And answer sheet even contains the ranker's marks also. Suppose the ranker got 90 marks and you got only 70. So you can check even his answer sheet also. The answer sheet of the ranker is also provided so that we can learn from them. Every time mistakes are not necessary that unless you commit you cannot learn. Sometimes you can learn from the mistakes of others also. I hope you get this. So it's a I unless you practice, unless you write exams, it's very difficult in this time in a very new scenario of ICI to clear exams. Try writing exams. Do not think that this is too much cost. Do not involve this exam cost in your P&L account. Rather, write it as an investment in your balance sheet. It's truly an investment. I made this mistake in my starting 2-3 attempts, not writing the exams and directly going to the examination hall. What has happened is, after going to the examination hall, I came to know most of the mistakes. See, if I would have written test series earlier, I would have completed in the first attempt itself because most of my mistakes would have been resolved there itself. So I would like that you guys do not do this mistake. Always be positive and have a hope in yourself. Anything is possible only if you believe. So grab this chance in CA Test Series website. You can attempt 2 to 3 MCQ tests from app and try to score at least 70%. So now in the description, a link of sample test paper is shared. Try to attempt this week and first 50 sheets will be evaluated at free of cost by CA Test Series. Do not miss this chance because once you try writing something, you only come to know that there is a lot difference between reading once and writing. If you read 10 times, it's equal to 1 time writing. So, practical subject or theory subject, to get the wordings or to write the sums correctly, you need to have practice for sure. So, people fail most of the times because they don't write at all. They just think that we have covered everything and we are ready to go for the examination hall. But this is not so. You have to write and practice for exams. Make this as an investment and not as a cost in your balance P&L account. So attempt 2 to 3 MCQ tests from the app and try to score at least 70%. Try your best for everything. Never lose hope. So when I got 35, I didn't lose that hope. Rather, I came back very stronger and I have written exams and I was so confident that after writing my last paper of CA final and from that examination hall itself, I called my mom that this time I'm gonna be a chartered accountant. And trust me, it came true. And the feeling before being a chartered accountant and after being a chartered accountant is completely different. The respect you get everywhere is completely different. Trust me, the life after chartered accountant is very beautiful. So you're just one step away from that. I would like to I would like to help you in this way that you do not write multiple attempts as I did. So grab the chance of test series and write exams so that all the mistakes are avoided. All the best. Thank you everyone.